WrestleMania 34 had been one of the weirdest WrestleManias in a long time, probably of all time. This is just a WrestleMania filled with so much weird and crazy things. This review isn't going to be that long. I'll try my best to keep it under 25 minutes. Unlike this show, which was 5 fucking hours. And you would think, 5 hours is a long time, but maybe 5 hours could be a good thing, a blessing in disguise, because that would make WrestleMania matches that don't feel too important feel important. You get a lot more stuff in. You can have a lot more matches. You can have a lot better matches. You can have so many creative ideas, but I've noticed with these three WrestleManias that been 5 hours that they tend to go off the deep end right after the 3.5 hour mark. After the seventh or eighth match, it's pretty much done for. And you're left with this boring, overdrawn out, just a boring, fucking horrible show. And everything is ruined. Anyways, WrestleMania 34. Good Lord, this was just a weird WrestleMania. It's kind of like Mardi Gras. They are on Bourbon Street after all, and this felt like they were definitely on Bourbon. This felt like a party. You go to a party, you're with your friends, and everyone's having a good time. You start having a lot of drinks, you start drinking a lot, and you have much more fun. You have all these crazy experiences, but at the end, as the night progresses, on, and you drink more and you drink more, all of a sudden you're in the bathroom puking your guts out, and you want this night to just end. You want to go home, but you can't go home because you're kind of just stuck there and you're drunk half off your ass. Well, this is what WrestleMania was. Let's start off the opening match. Intercontinental Championship on the line. The Miz defend against Seth Rollins and Finn Balor in a really great opening match. I really like the double curve stomp on Finn Balor and the Miz. The 1916 move, I think that's what he called. That's great. The top rope skull crushing finale, almost skull crushing finale off the top rope, was pretty insane. The outfits these guys wore were very cool. I don't know how I feel about Finny the Twink, or Rainbow Finn Balor, White Walker, and Miz Matcher, but whatever. Great match. Seth Rollins gets the W, gets the IC title, and he is a Grand Slam champion, just like his Shield brothers are. I predicted the Miz was going to retain just because I thought of any of the champions who would retain, the Miz just sounds like the best candidate and just seems like the most likely. But then I realized something. Why wouldn't Seth Rollins win this? He's not a Grand Slam champion yet. He's only one belt away from it. So, might as well make him a Grand Slam champion. So, there you go. Great match. I give it an 8 out of 10. Very good. The second match, surprisingly, came on this early, was Charlotte versus Asuka for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Charlotte in all gold basically did a lot like her entrance was basically what Triple H was. His entrance was in the same place at WrestleMania 30. And it's funny, she was a stagehand for that entrance as well. She had basically the exact same type of entrance that Triple H did. She had this goddess attire. She was covered in gold. She had these men taking off her outfit. Very cool entrance. And of course, Asuka had this mask and all sorts of masks all over the place. This was a great match. However, I thought there was just something missing from this match. And it just ended kind of abruptly. And of course, Asuka loses to Charlotte. I said that she would win this title. I just didn't think that there would be an outcome to where both Royal Rumble match winners would lose. And I didn't think Asuka's streak would end here. But how typical it is that the female Roman Reigns, that is Charlotte, has to beat the streak. Of course she does. Why do people like Charlotte when she is basically the female Roman Reigns? I don't understand that whatsoever. But there's just something missing. The drama towards the end just wasn't all the way there. It's like she locked in the figure eight and it was basically over. No getting out of it multiple times. Still a great match. I give it a 7.5 out of 10. Probably a top 4 match. Very good match overall. Then we have a match. Oh, I have to announce this beforehand that John Cena was a fan, a literal fan, and a referee ran like hell down the ramp. And again, Asuka's moment has to be overshadowed by someone else. At the Royal Rumble, Asuka's moment was ruined, I thought, by Ronda Rousey. And now this moment to where Charlotte and Asuka, they're celebrating each other. And now here comes this referee who jumps over the barricade to tell John Cena, hey, yo, The Undertaker is here. And then John Cena runs like crazy. And we have to focus on Cena and just ignore Charlotte and Asuka. What the actual fuck is that? It's like if at WrestleMania 6, Hogan and the Warrior were celebrating, right? And then towards the end, you see a referee running like crazy to tell somebody else, hey, yo, so-and-so is here. And then you have to focus on that guy running to the back. That was just weird. Anyways, next up, I give it a 7.5. Randy Orton. We have Jinder Mahal. We have Rusev. And Bobby Roode in a fatal 4-way match for the United States Championship. Rusev was added to this WrestleMania match almost at the last minute. The week before SmackDown, he did pin Randy Orton. And because of huge merchandise sales, and it is Rusev Day, Rusev gets to be added. Now, you think Rusev being added to this match, maybe he's going to win the United States Championship. It would actually be a great moment, honestly, and would really hype up the fans and really get excited and really, really elevate them. Because, to be quite honest, these fans didn't have a whole lot of good things to cheer for. And I think Rusev winning the title here would have really helped, especially towards the end of the night. Good Lord. But you can just tell with Randy Orton's face, he was going to lose. You can just tell with Randy Orton's body language that he doesn't give a shit about this match. He is completely uninterested. Maybe not give a total shit. Maybe not. Maybe he gives a little bit of a shit. But, he is totally going with the flow here. He's there just to collect his big WrestleMania payday. He is completely uninterested. Whatever. Whatever. That's what Randy Orton is. He has that whatever expression on him. Just a basic, decent, fatal 4-way United States title match. Nothing too special about it. Very forgettable. Of all the things on this show is very unforgettable. But if there's one thing that's very forgettable about this show, it is this United States title match and maybe the SmackDown Tag Team title match later on. Nothing going on here. It's just RKO Fest, Finisher Fest. It's basically over before you can get into the match. It's whatever. It's relatively short. Jinder Mahal gets the Colossus. I don't even know his fucking finisher's name. Fuck Jinder Mahal. He pins Rusev, of course. The most popular guy in the match. And there you go. Jinder Mahal is the United States champion. Whoop-de-doo, Basil. What does that all mean? Who cares? But then, I give this match a 4. There you go. We get to the 4th match. And I was really weird at how this was so early on. You would think because it is Triple H and because it's Ronda Rousey, you would think that this match would be much, 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 much later on. Like maybe the second to last match. Or maybe even the main event, honestly. And maybe it should have main evented now that I think about it. I was scared half to death that this might be the main event. because they didn't want Stephanie McMahon to be the first woman to main event at WrestleMania. But maybe in the long run, because of that horrible shit we got at the end, maybe this should have main evented after all. We get the mixed tag, the Raw Authority mixed tag team match. We get Triple H and Stephanie of the Authority taking on Kurt Angle and her debut, Ronda Rousey. This is Triple H's this is his big match. He hasn't had a big match since WrestleMania last year. Yes, he was in Survivor Series and so on, but this is Stephanie McMahon's first match in about 4 years. She's a non-wrestler. This is Kurt Angle's real first match back in such a long time. I don't count No Mercy. I don't count Survivor Series. Those were just fan affair type matches. Those were just there to, oh, I'm here, you guys. I'm here, but, I'm not going to do a whole lot of stuff. Fan interaction type matches. And then you have Ronda Rousey, which this is her first match. So you didn't think this would be a good match, considering the fact it's Kurt Angle's first real match. Stephanie's a non-wrestler. The only real person you have here is Triple H, and he is the glue to keep this match all together. But this was just a fantastic match. There were some parts when Ronda Rousey was getting too much shit on Triple H, and it was a little weird, and it kind of lost me a little bit. But my God, they reeled you back in. This match was match of the night. As surprising as that sound, you had Triple H, who is a veteran, a ring veteran, but he is getting old. You have Stephanie, a non-wrestler. This is Kurt Angle's first real match back. And this is Ronda Rousey's very first match. You would think this wouldn't be a good match, but this was such an awesome match. From bell to bell, this was just awesome. The double submission moves where Kurt Angle got the ankle lock on Triple H and the armbar on Stephanie from Ronda, and then Triple H countered and gets Kurt Angle right into Ronda to have her bump and fall down. This was a good match. The hot tag to Ronda, and she just fucking bolts right over to Stephanie McMahon quicker than you can fucking muster a word. She whips her into the ring and goes to town on her, just beats her up. Now Stephanie got a little too much offense on her, but my God, I can't give this much justice. You have to watch this match. There's a point where Ronda Rousey, she deadlifts Triple H into a Samoan drop. It's nuts. And there was a lot of this match where, you had the women beating up the men, and even the men teasing their finishers on the women. Like, you had the ankle lock on Stephanie, which got me a big, massive pop from me. Ooh, baby, I love the shit out of that. Triple H teasing a pedigree on Ronda. It was getting pretty big time stuff. Man, this was match of the night. 8.5. Match of the night. No question about it. There was not any other match that really, and then anytime, what I liked about this match, anytime the match kind of fell off a little bit, Triple H, the veteran that he is so amazing and never gets the credit he really deserves, because Bret Hart says he's not a good wrestler. He is a much better wrestler than anyone could ever say about him, but he was the glue that kept this match together. He was the glue that really kept this together. Stephanie made Ronda look as amazing as she possibly could make her. Ronda was impressive. And when I talk about how weird this WrestleMania is, it's weird how this was match of the night, honestly. 8.5. Ronda Rousey gets the armbar. I love the storytelling in this match. I can't give it justice. 8.5. It was way better than it had any business of being so. Following that up, we get the SmackDown Tag Team title match. The Usos, the New Day, the Bludgeon Brothers. SmackDown Tag Team titles on the line. This should have been a ladder match, a tables match, elimination match, an Extreme Rules match. This should have had a gimmick to really help this match out, especially with the Usos and the New Day, the way they were doing it. Maybe the Bludgeon Brothers should not have been in this match. And honestly, maybe you should just do the Usos and the New Day in a ladder match for the tag titles and call it good, and that's it. But and also maybe make it a loser leaves a brand match. But this match was just there. At least the Usos got on the main show finally after 8 fucking years of being on the pre-show. And the New Day got to be on there. So it was nice. They got a good, cool entrance. The Bludgeon Brothers coming out with those stupid hammers. It looked like that they stole those hammers from Triple H's prop hammers from WrestleMania 22 entrance. Remember that? That's what they remind me of so much. So this match is just there. Usos get their shit in. New Day get their shit in. Bludgeon Brother gets the victory. And that's it. They're the new SmackDown Tag Team titles holders. And this is the very first time that these two guys as a team win the tag team titles. Luke Harper has been a tag team champion, but with Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton. Eric Rowan hasn't been a tag champion at all. So this is the first time that these two guys as a team won the tag team titles. Nothing special. I'll give it a 5. Moving on. So John Cena comes down. He wants The Undertaker. He says, he's here, he's here, he's here. And then another referee comes down and he said, he's not here, he's not here. Lights go out. It's Elias. Elias is here. He does his song. He is awesome. I love Elias. We must walk with Elias. And yes, John Cena does come back in and does his stupid AA on Elias, kind of make Elias look stupid. But if we can erase that part of our memory from this show and just think about Elias, I'm good with that. I got to get me an Elias shirt. This guy is awesome. He is money WWE. And I wish they did a little bit more with Elias. Like maybe like have Jeff Jarrett come out and have Elias with the guitar and smack him right in the face with it. I know a lot of people would cheer really much like the Schleg Daddy would. But anyways, John Cena, is that all for John Cena? Is that all? He just does his stuff with Elias and that's it? Well, he goes up the ramp. Lights go out again. Lights come back on. There's the clothes. The Undertaker's clothes is back. The hat, the gloves, the coat. It's there. Lights go back out again. Lightning strikes, hits the ring. And then lights come back on. You hear the gong. Lights out. Here comes the Undertaker. And oh my God, it's the fucking Undertaker. Now, a lot of people thought it would be American Badass Taker. But on the day of the show, I think people should have known. Now, I did say American Badass, but I think people should have known better. I should have known better that they weren't going to rehash that gimmick. Maybe the Undertaker, when he does go into the Hall of Fame and he does do his speech, maybe he will be biker, real Mark Calloway Undertaker. But anyways, we get this match. And the visual, the entrance, this has to be the best Undertaker entrance. I thought his 14, his 20, his 29, his Undertaker entrances have been amazing. But this, I think, was better than everything else that he's ever done as an entrance. This was spectacular, especially with the center structure piece and have the purple lights in a circle, laser beams. Oh my fucking God, this entrance. Anyways, the entrance is bigger and is longer than the match. This is a squash match. It lasts about 2:55. John got one move in. He got a belly to the back suplex in. But that was it. He does the 5-knuckle shuffle. And then Undertaker sits up. John Cena is scared half to death. Big choke slam. A big boot that is like misses him by a way country mile. Very goofy. But then tombstone. 1, 2, 3. And that's it. And that has to be the first time in 10 years where somebody did not kick out of the first tombstone. Because every single time that Undertaker's had a match, they kicked out of the first tombstone. This is the first time, I think, in 10 years where the guy did not kick out of the first tombstone. So that was very cool. 3 minutes. I love the ever-living fuck out of this. For me, This was my favorite part of the WrestleMania entirely. I do think the mixed tag match, Authority Raw match, was the best, but I think this was my favorite part of the show. I loved every single solitary second of this with John Cena and Elias, and then the lights, the entrance, the close, and then the Undertaker, and then the squash. This was awesome. You wanted to make sure that people thought, hey, yo, everyone thinks that The Undertaker is this old man. He's like 100 years old, or might as well be. You want to make him look like the phenom that he once was. You do this. This brought the child back alive for me. The day the streak died, I thought the little kid inside of me died. And a large piece of me died along with it. And ever since, every WrestleMania since then, Undertaker hasn't looked good whatsoever. Bray Wyatt, I just didn't think that match really stand out. Very forgettable, honestly. His match with Shane, I loved it at the time. I was there live. I screamed my head off. But looking back, wasn't really anything special. 33 was the epitome of The Undertaker looking really horrible. But then you get this. This was beautiful. This was so beautifully done. I loved every single solitary second. And everyone thought, you build this match up for so long. This is the last true dream match you have. Why not go 13, 15 minutes long? Shouldn't it at least be 10? That's what my friend says. But here's the thing. Would you really want a 10-minute, 12-minute match from The Undertaker knowing the state that he is in? Do I have to remind you of all the past matches he has had? His matches with Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns were not very good. Okay? They showed the weaknesses. They exposed The Undertaker and that he is battered. He is bruised. He doesn't have what it takes anymore. Did you really want to jeopardize that and showcase how terrible he really is in shape-wise? But this was what you should have done. This was awesome. And I loved every minute of it. For me personally, this was my favorite part of this entire show. Long live the dead man. You thought he was old, but my God, fuck you, The Undertaker. If he wants to wrestle forever like Terry Funk, he can fucking do it. Anyways, fantastic stuff. I give it a +5. Can't really rate the match because it was so damn short, but I give it a +5. Next up, we have the SmackDown Authority Tag Team Match. Both brands have both their authority figures in tag team matches like Raw did, and now SmackDown does the same. While this match isn't as good as the Raw Authority Tag Team match was, this was still a good match, and it ticked every box that it needed to do. It did everything it had to do. It was a purpose. This match wasn't anything special, but it served its purpose. Shane O'Mac and the return of Daniel Bryan taking on Cammy, that's Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. This was a very good match. You had Daniel Bryan, very reminiscent of Triple H's Terminator entrance. If you really watch them side by side, very reminiscent of that. Shane O'Mac, of course, and then Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn don't really have an entrance. They sneak from behind and they batter and bruise Shane O'Mac and Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan gets charted out. He is a non-factor in this match. Now, Shane O'Mac, a lot of people didn't think he was going to be able to go through this match because of his, oh God, I'm going to completely botch this. The Tripolitis Decipitatis. I don't, look it up. He had this horrible illness. He had staph infection. He has, in all terms and purposes, a bruised tummy. So That's what they work on. He had the Brock disease. We'll just call it that. The Brock disease. Something to do with the intestines. It's very gross. Anyways, so that's what Cammy does. I call him Cammy, by the way. They beat the shit out of Shane O'Mac, and Shane O'Mac does a lot of cool stuff. He does his typical stuff, and I can't believe that he gutsed his way through it. And Daniel Bryan got that hot tag in, and my God, it's like he never missed a beat. It's like you could never really tell that Daniel Bryan missed out on 3 years of in-ring action. He never missed a beat. He never missed a beat. And yes, there was one scary part where he did kind of hit his head on his when he did the massive drop kick into the turnbuckle. He did land on the back of his head, but that was just an angle. Oh my God, this match was great. Cammy hitting, working the tummy, the bruised tummy of Shane O'Mac, and of course, the working on the neck. I love the verbal talk, the verbal smack talk. You did this. This is your fault from Cammy. This was great. This match was very good. Again, it ticked the boxes. And I would say ultimately this was the second best match of the show. I give it a 7.5. Very good match overall. It ticked the boxes. It served its purpose. It wasn't an incredible match. In some ways, it was kind of shaky. It was kind of weird in some places. But it ticked the boxes. And like I said, Daniel Bryan never missed a step. The guts that Shane O'Mac had was there. And Cammy, both of them looked really good. I am not, by any stretch of the imagination, a big fan of Sami Zayn. Matter of fact, I think he's fucking overrated. But this match really, 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 I thought to myself, you know what? Maybe Sami Zayn isn't what I think he is. Maybe he's much better than I thought he was. Very, very good match overall. Of course, Daniel Bryan and Shane O'Mac gets the W. And a lot of people thought that someone was going to turn heel here. And I'm like, why the fuck would Daniel Bryan turn heel? That's stupid. You're a retard if you think Daniel Bryan should have turned heel or would have turned heel. You're a retard. Or Shane O'Mac turns heel. You're retarded if you think a McMahon, other than Stephanie, is going to be a real heel. That's stupid. You're an idiot. Good match overall. 7.5. All right. Everything after this is where, your modern WrestleManias just, okay, wrap it up, you guys. We got everything we can get out of this WrestleMania. Anything you do after here, we're just kind of passed out. Like I said, this WrestleMania was very weird. It felt like a party. And at this point, everyone is drunk. And everyone is starting to pass out. And later on, they're about to vomit. So now everyone's all passed out. We have the Raw Women's Championship match. And this was a fine match. It was serviceable. It wasn't great. It was serviceable. I thought Alexa got a little too much in. But anyway, Alexa Bliss, Nia Jax, it was serviceable. Should have been a squash match, sure. But whatever. Nia Jax gets the victory, and that's all that matters. She beats the shit out of Mickie James. She beats up Alexa. Alexa did get a lot of eye rakes in, beating down on her the big girl, and so on and so forth. There you go. Nia Jax with a big top rope Samoan drop. I loved you. Now I have to destroy you. This is great stuff. Great match. Well, I said great match, but I mean, great. It was great that Nia Jax won. Okay, that's all that mattered. 5 out of 10. Let's wrap this WrestleMania up before things get weird. And weird it got, because then we got the WWE Championship match between Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles. First of all, these entrances were amazing. You had the guitarist, the woman, the hot man. This bitch was fucking gorgeous. She had this nice she was electrifying on the guitar. And then you had all these stage hands come out, and then here comes Shinsuke Nakamura. He has this fucking Thriller jacket, or my bad, Beat It jacket, this Michael Jackson jacket, and his entrance is awesome. One of the best entrances at WrestleMania. And then AJ Styles, he got his Pyro back. Thank God Pyro is back. Road Dogg, fuck you. Anyways, Pyro's back. AJ's entrance was good too. And then the match started. And it's like they never got out of third gear. And they never got into fourth gear or fifth gear, let alone. This match was okay. It was good, but my God, you know the capabilities of these guys. They should have had an incredible match. And they should have had the best match of the year. But this match wasn't the best match of the show, let alone match of the year. This was disappointing, but it wasn't that bad. It was still a good match. A lot of cool things about this match. I love the way Shinsuke was working over on AJ. I love the storytelling on this match. But then the finish happens 20 minutes later and gets kind of a snooze fest. But then the end of the match just Kinshasa countered, roll, and then into the Styles Clash. One Styles Clash, and it's all said and done. All said and done. It's done for. Done diddly dunly did done for. And AJ Styles retains like I predicted he would do so because Shinsuke hasn't exactly lit the world on fire, and this match didn't lit the world on fire. It wasn't a bad match by any stretch of the imagination. It was good. Just good. And of all the title matches you had at WrestleMania, this one was just good. That's it. It's nothing special of a match. There's nothing special. There is nothing special. Kinda a forgettable match in all sense and purposes. Not bad, but my God, this could have been much more. But honestly, maybe people's expectations was a little too high. Maybe. Good God. This was way overblown hype. And I overblown it too. These guys' story going into it wasn't good. In fact, it was very terrible. It was just dream match this, dream match that, need to face, blah, blah, blah. Shoot me already. Nothing special. Anyways, we get basically the same celebration that we get with Charlotte and Asuka when Shinsuke presents the title to AJ Styles like he's Hulk Hogan or something. He presents the title to AJ Styles and he gets down on one knee. Now it's getting kind of weird. Is he going to propose him? But then the crowd he is, he's very humbled by AJ Styles. He is awarding him this championship. You deserve it, buddy. You deserve to still be the champion. And then he low blowed his ass. I loved it. And of course, typical Vince McMahon, you know, you have to have the foreigner. The foreigner has to be the evil foreigner. Of course, the Japanese guy has to be the bad guy. You would think Shinsuke would win, and then if anyone turned heel, it would be AJ Styles that would turn heel. That makes a lot of sense, right? But no, of course it can't be, because Vince McMahon has to have the evil foreigner. After all, Rusev is now a babyface. Obviously, he's a babyface and is now beloved. So we had to have another foreigner. We have Shinsuke. He's a beloved foreigner. Well, we need another evil foreigner. So they traded off. And that's basically what happened. They traded one dirty foreigner for another dirty foreigner in Shinsuke. And Shinsuke low blows AJ. And I did like it because, this gives some purpose for Shinsuke Nakamura. And hopefully their match at Backlash, if it's one-on-one or maybe Daniel Bryan be involved, would be much, 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 much better than this. But this match was just good, but nothing special. I'll give it a 7 out of 10, honestly. Then this WrestleMania gets even stranger. Stranger and stranger and stranger. So, Sheamus, Cesaro versus Braun Strowman in a mystery partner for the Raw Tag Team titles. This is the dead spot, so they're going to have some kooky fun here, of course. This was just weird. So you had the Mardi Gras float with Sheamus and Cesaro. Hey, they actually got a special entrance. Go figure. And then out comes Braun Strowman. They wreck everything. These royal people with the big heads, these cartoonists, big heads. They run like hell. Braun Strowman, he gets in the ring. Everyone's in the ring now. Braun says, my tag team partner. You would think his tag team partner. They see this surprise for WrestleMania. Who's his partner? At WrestleMania, we always get that big surprise. A returning legend or someone returns. At WrestleMania 33, it was the Hardy Boys. So you think, oh my God, it's going to be the big show. It's gonna be Rey Mysterio. It's gonna be Bobby Lashley. It's gonna be someone like that. No, he says, my partner is one of you. It's a fan. It's a member of the audience, a member of the WWE universe. So he gets into the crowd, or the WWE universe, and he picks out this kid. Now, we don't know who this kid is. We don't even know what the gender of this kid is. Is he a boy? Is he a girl? So right now we're going to call it Alex, because we don't know if it's a boy or a girl. I couldn't tell if it's a boy or a girl, honestly. So the kid gets into the ring, and it is a boy, and his name is Nicholas. He can't be more than 10 years old. Apparently he's in the 4th grade. So this kid named Nicholas is Braun Strowman's tag team partner. And you want to know something? I liked this. I thought this was adorable. I was into this. Why the fuck not? This isn't the strangest thing I've ever fucking seen. I mean, a lot of people think this is the stupidest thing. The bar looks weak as shit. The Raw tag titles look stupid. But if you really look at it, this makes a lot of sense. Why would Braun Strowman pick The Big Show or Bobby Lashley or Rey Mysterio? The point of Braun Strowman's partner was he can win the tag team titles by himself. He doesn't need a partner. The only reason why he needs a partner is because Kurt Angle said so. So instead of picking someone like that, why don't you pick someone that's completely crazy and someone useless? And that way you can say, oh, I'm going to pick a kid, so that way, hey, yo, it's a kid, so he is a tag team partner, even though it's ridiculous, and I don't need the partner, so I can do it myself, and I can beat these clowns by myself. So there you go. I liked it. However, if you were going to choose a kid, why not pick the Warrior recipient this year in Julius J. Robinson? That kid, he's like 15, 16, 17 years old. He is like 4 feet tall because his illness really stunted his growth. That kid is amazing. The jokes he had, his speech was awesome. This kid just lights up a room. And my God, that kid has more charisma than most people on the roster does. That kid's awesome and really should have been his tag team partner if they were going to go in this direction. Anyway, I digress. Nicholas ends up being John Cones, the referee, who is officiating this match, his son. Kind of cool. Braun Strowman wins this match. It's much more of a nothing match. You know what? I dig it. I dig it. Should have been Julius J. Robertson, but you know what? I dig it. Braun Strowman wins. It's weird. It's kooky, but I kind of like it. 4 out of 10, though. And then, this is where the Mardi Gras party in New Orleans, this is where the party, we got weird. And now no one's having a good time. Now everyone's starting to vomit. And it's starting to wanting to go home. But the host is refusing to have people go home. Because I don't know why the host won't let people go home. But now the party guests, they're getting tired. They're tired. They're vomiting. And they're getting pissed off. And pissed do these party guests do. Because 75,000 people booed the ever-living dog shit out of this main event. And you know what? At first, I kind of criticized these people. How dare you be assholes and throw beach balls and chanting horrible shit. But you know what? I can't blame them because this match was bullshit. And that's the main event. Brock Lesnar defends his Universal Championship, the McDonald's Championship, I call it, against Roman Reigns in a hot, garbage, steaming, stinking pile of garbage. This was shit. This was toilet. This was garbage. Unmerciful garbage. And the people was just not having this. So this was just Brock's greatest hits, Roman's greatest hits. There wasn't a whole lot of story to this. This was your stupid 80s nonsensical bullshit type movie. This was like No Holds Barred. This was like Howard the Duck. It was ridiculous. And it was just pointless crap going on. Rambo 3, even though Rambo 3 is kind of decent. It was just, gunfire, bullet hell, bullet hell, bullet hell. No story going on here. So Germans, Superman punches, spear, F5, F5. And, this crowd just didn't give a fuck. They built the F5 to be this dominating force. And when Roman Reigns kicks out of it, it's supposed to get the pop of the night. And guess what? Nobody even realized he kicked out, honestly. They didn't even flinch. They didn't even care. No shits were given. And then he kicked out a second time. And then a third. And then a fourth. And then a fifth. One through a table. And then they start busting him open. Which the blood dripping over his face on Roman Reigns did look really cool. He looked like a badass. Unfortunately, Vince McMahon, the old motherfucker that he is so out of touch and is so afraid. He is so afraid to make Roman Reigns. He wants people to like Roman Reigns, but he's so afraid of fucking it up that he fucked it up. This was the easiest match to book. This was the easiest match to write. The easiest match to do. And you fuck it up because you were so afraid of people to be not into this match. You were so afraid of fucking it up that you fucked it up. You're an idiot. And I can't wait for Vince McMahon to get the fuck out. But unfortunately, he won't get the fuck out until he dies. This was an abomination. The blood was desperate. Every F5 that Roman kicked out was desperate. Desperate to reel the crowd back in, to get the crowd back in. It was desperate. And then Brock Lesnar, one more F5, the sixth F5. And it was done. And Brock Lesnar won. And why the fuck did he win? Because he swerved us. They swerved us for no fucking reason. This felt like Vince Russo booked this. Am I watching WWE or was I watching WCW 2000? Because that's what it felt like. Brock Lesnar won for no fucking reason. He won to swerve the shit out of us. And the point of the swerve is to have points, is to serve a purpose. There is purposes for a swerve. To be unpredictable. To put wrenches. To throw a monkey wrench in people's predictions. But this was for no purposes. You serve no purpose in doing this. All this proved was Vince McMahon's lips is firmly glued, surgically removed to Brock Lesnar and attached to his asshole. He is a human centipede to Brock Lesnar. Everyone says that Roman Reigns is Vince McMahon's boy. Well, you know what? I don't agree with that. This match proved that Vince McMahon... Oh, no. Brock Lesnar isn't Vince McMahon's boy. I disagree with that. No, Roman. Vince McMahon is Brock Lesnar's bitch. And not just any bitch. He is his bottom bitch. He is the bottom bitch. And UFC and everyone else is his side hoe. That's exactly what that is. Vince McMahon is Brock Lesnar's bottom bitch. This pissed me off more than a lot has ever pissed me off. And I promised myself I would never be as pissed off as I was when the streak ended. But I almost was that pissed off. Again, they were so afraid. They were so afraid of fucking it up. They fucked it up. This was it. This was the final chance that they had to make people get back into Roman Reigns. And I think that might be still a chance for people. But this might be the straw that breaks the camel's back. You fucked it up. You fucked up Roman. You made Roman look like a bitch. What did CM Punk say? What did CM Punk said? Gotta make Roman Reigns look strong, right? You gotta make Roman look strong. Well, you didn't make him look strong. You didn't do anything to make him, you didn't make him look any favorable whatsoever. You made him look like a bitch. You made your boy look like a bitch. This would never happen to Hogan. This would never have happened to Austin or The Rock. This would never happen to Triple H. This would never happen to John Cena. They never made those guys look like a bitch the way they made Roman Reigns look like a bitch. And you say, he got a 5 at 5s. He got busted to a pulp. But everything they did with Roman was desperate. They were desperate. Oh, he's going to kick out a 1 F5. Oh, wait, the fans didn't buy into that. Okay, 2 F5s, 3, 4, 5. And I don't really care that he kicked out 5 F5s. As long as he wins, that's all that matters, right? He has to win this because there's no continuation. There's no story moving on. What more can you do with Brock Lesnar as your Universal Champion? Are you going to have the returning Bobby Lashley to go after him? Is Bobby Lashley really that big of a commodity to go up against Brock fucking Lesnar? Maybe not. There is no story left to be had here to tell with Brock as the Universal Champion. Rip off the fucking Band-Aid and move on. They were so afraid to fuck this up. They fucked it up. I was going to give it a 4, but I give this a 0. This is one of the worst main events, one of the worst finishes to a WrestleMania in time. Not as bad as 27's, but it's almost there. Overall, WrestleMania gets a 6 out of 10. I'm Dana Rock 08, and I'm pissed now. Goodbye.